Title: Into the Night with Nowhere to Hide. Written by Laicha. The sky was a deep blue when he first met you, with a richness that seems to almost swallow him if he stares into it long enough. Guizhong tells him you control the seasons, and he does not doubt it because when has Guizhong ever lied to him? It's nice to meet you. Your hand is warm like the summer sun. Hair constantly fluttering behind you like the spring breeze rushing past. I hope we get along well, Morax. He nods, agreeing with you quietly. Your hand is quite cold, like winter's first frost. You present him with another smile, one that he finds will plague his mind in the months to come, and return your attention to Guizhong. Zhongli notes his cheeks feel abnormally warm. He pretends he doesn't notice and moves to stand by your side. There must be a problem with him. Zhongli is sure of it. His heart beats too fast and his palms are sweating, something he has only ever begun to experience ever since he has met you. There must be something wrong with me, he tells Guizhong. I am burning up inside whenever I see YN. Guizhong laughs and tucks a glazed lily behind her ear. Zhongli watches her hands run across the rim of every petal as he continues. I cannot think when we are near. My cheeks turn red and there is a fire in my veins whenever we touch. Zhongli halts, suddenly causing Guizhong to look up from her miniature bouquet. Has she placed a curse on me? A pause. Zhongli's expression carries nothing but sincerity and confusion, and Guizhong laughs so hard. The flower she picked falls onto the floor in bunches. He crunches his nose. This was nothing funny, so really, why is she laughing? She wipes a tear away from her eye, struggling to stifle her laughter. Do you truly believe YN would have done such a thing? She loves being around you. I should hardly believe she'd do such a thing. Then, why do I feel this way? Zhongli presses on, and Guizhong wonders just how dense the Geo Archon can be. I cannot bear to be apart from her. My heart breaks and yearns for her. And yet, when we are together, my heart beats much too fast and I say things I never say. Guizhong sighs, finally facing Zhongli fully, hands on her hips. Have you ever considered you might like her? Be interested in her? It's like he stopped working. Guizhong watches his face contort, expressions of all kind molding his face until he's simply just standing there. She waits for a moment before deciding to stick some glazed lily into his hair and wonders just how many she can get onto him before he gets shocked out of his reverie. Zhongli stands still and thinks about the smell of autumn leaves that cling to your skin, the sound of your laughter he has memorized, and decided to himself it would not be so bad to be in love with you after all. You remove a petal from Zhongli's hair, letting it flutter away in the wind. Your face is really red, you tell him, and he knows he can feel the burning sensation on his cheek. You okay? No. Zhongli shakes his head. I am burning. You shift so you are facing him fully, eyes glittering with amusement. Burning? Yes. Zhongli nods. I am burning up. Your lips are curved into a smile, hands lifting, and Zhongli is only slightly startled when you rest them on his cheeks, cradling his face. Your hands are cool, like the winter air that makes you shiver down to your toes. But Zhongli finds himself growing warmer with every moment you let your hands linger on his skin. How about now? No. Zhongli thinks to himself, I think it's gotten worse. Yet he cannot find it in himself to let you go just yet. He leans into your touch, hands reaching up to encircle your wrist, his thumb slipping underneath the jade bracelet adorning your wrists, and lets the tip of his thumb rest on the base of your palm. It's the most curious thing. Zhongli begins, and you raise your eyebrows as you wait for him to continue. I find myself burning up the most whenever I am near you, Zhongli admits. My chest burns when we are together, but it only ever gets worse when you are not around. When you do not touch me, my skin is hot to the touch, and when you do, It seems as though there is a spark that will not go out long after we have parted. He hesitates, bringing himself closer towards you. His hands never let go of your wrists, while his eyes desperately search for an answer in yours. You smile, bright like the sun, and he thinks there is no sight that could ever compare. I think I can help, you murmur, and then your lips are on his, soft like the clouds and sweeter than honey. And Zhongli can think of nothing but the sparks behind his eyelids, the lava burning his veins, and soft, soft, soft. How can one's lips be so sweet? When you begin to pull away, he chases after your lips, all too intent on keeping yours pressed onto his. Well? You ask as though you cannot find the answer written so plainly on his face. Still burning up? Yes. He leans forward to capture your lips once more. But as long as I'm with you, I do not mind being set on fire. He wishes the war would just be over already. Zhongli has thought this many times. When he sees the bodies of his comrades lying across the ground, lifeless eyes gazing upon him, when he sees the slight quiver in your lip as the battle rage goes on, when Guizhong's hand was cold and she wouldn't open her eyes no matter how many times he called her name, but he has never thought about it harder than right at this moment. You were unlucky. That's all it was. This isn't goodbye. Your thumb rests on his lips before you slide your hand up and let your fingers caress the side of his face. Little trails of dirt leave a path on his skin in your fingers' wake. You smile. It's just, see you later. His hands finds itself wrapping around your wrist, thumb tucking underneath the smooth stone of your bracelet and resting just below the pad of your palm. Yes, you repeat it, as though to try and convince yourself this time. This is just, see you later. The sky burns a red that would forever be seared into his memory, while the vibrancy of your skin dulls slowly. What good is a god that cannot pretend the harm of his loved ones? Zhongli does not wish to find out, but fate is cruel in ways he cannot explain. See you later, Zhongli. You take a shuddering breath, chest heaving with exertion, while Zhongli holds his own, every movement of his body stilling. Your hand slips from his jaw, landing gently onto the ground. The sky turns dark, the color of night swallowing all features of your still body. Zhongli holds your rapidly cooling body in his hands and wonders if he would ever feel the fire in his veins light him up again. Hi, you wave politely. It's nice to meet you, Zhongli. I have heard so much about you from child. It's you, except it's not you. No, you have gone somewhere Zhongli cannot reach, but it's you, and he is sure of it. There is no mistaking the glitter in your eyes, the brightness of your smile, and the warmth of your laughter. It's like you had never gone, as if he never lost you. His cheeks are abnormally warm, his ears hot to the touch. Child looks amused at the sight, eagerly pointing out the cherry hue on Zhongli's cheeks. You look vaguely amused, the corner of your lips lifting upwards, and Zhongli feels like the world is spinning, spinning, spinning under his feet. Zhongli clears his throat. Yes, it is nice to meet you too. Child unfortunately has never mentioned you to me. You raise your eyebrow, pivoting towards your boyfriend who was sheepishly rubbing the back of his neck. Oh? The child's apologies are laced with shame, and you bite back with no real threat. Stars lace in between your teeth. Zhongli inhales deeply, desperately trying to calm the stuttering of his heart, the fire in his veins, and... Oh, Zhongli is burning. He is sure of it. When would he feel the fire in his veins again? It's not you. It can't be you. You were somewhere Zhongli cannot find, but what else could be the cause of the fire in his chest? Would the universe... No. Would you be so cruel as to leave him lonely for so long, only to come back in the arms of another? He wants to say no, that you are kind, like the way the spring air is after a long winter, but he doesn't quite know anymore. Child says something, waving his hand in front of Zhongli's face, leaving him to stare blankly at the both of you. Are you sick? Your voice is overlapping with another one he hasn't heard in a long time. You were really red. You take a step forward, letting Child's hand fall from your waist and press your hands into Zhongli's cheeks. They are cold, like winter's bite, and the fire in his veins are alight once more. Is it even you anymore? Zhongli cannot find his voice, caught in his throat as you stand too close to him. Your eyebrows furrow as you tilt his head slightly downwards to meet your gaze better. You were really warm. Are you okay? Zhongli wishes he couldn't see you so clearly, too aware of the delicate features that matched perfectly with his memories of what he knew. You lift the hand to place on his forehead, but Zhongli is quick, hands snatching your wrist back to their original spot in his cheeks. You raise an eyebrow, but Zhongli says nothing, only closing his eyes to enjoy the fireworks that dance in his heart. No, he answers with a smile on his face. I am burning again.